It's about that time. Assemble and talk. No cap. It's a civil war. You thinking you worthy. You feeling like dog. Smash that like button like Hulk, yeah.
Alright, so you were saying you want to speak about basically why everyone wants to be Superman and why he is who he is.
Yes.
I have a little pushback with that. When you say everybody wants to be Superman, what do you mean by that? Like fans?
Yeah, I would say fans, because at the end of the day, everything Superman stands for, every Superman power is something the fans would want. The ability to go from here to there. There's been times where we're like, oh, well, I wish we could teleport. Well, the super speed in itself is like a teleport. As fast as the Flash is, it's just basically like, boom, I'm there. How many times do we wish that we could just fly and just chill out in the air just while we don't even have to be all the way in the sky. We could just be street level and just floating to work.
See, before I debate what you say, I want to make it clear. Like you said, everybody wants to be Superman. By that, you mean, do they want to be Superman? Or does everybody want Superman's powers? Because there's a difference.
I'll say more so wants to be Superman, because that's you got to look at it like this too. Everybody wants to be, I guess, a hero in the sense, and like a good person. That's basically what Superman is. I mean, we all strive to do our very best.
No, all right.
Absolutely not. In my opinion, if you give me Superman's powers tomorrow, I am absolutely not gonna be.
You mean Homelander or Brightburn?
I'm gonna be neither, because they at least pumped the fake. I'm gonna be a full-on Superman.
Well, Brightburn didn't pump no fake.
Yeah.
Brightburn.
The little kid.
Oh, well,
Apex
he didn't have time
Predator.
to pump a fake. He's a child. He didn't understand.
He knew exactly what he
Yeah,
wanted to be
exactly
once
what
it kicked in.
Yeah, no, but yes, I'm gonna do what I want when I want, as Superman. Yes, I would not say here, I would never debate the fact that I would want Superman's powers over anything. Give me Superman's powers before a lot of people's powers.
But you gotta look at it like this too. That's just you. Majority of people here would want to have that power.
I believe that's hopeful thinking on your behalf, buddy.
I mean,
it's
Alright, I look at it like this. Alright, that's why I had to ask you, wait, what do you mean? Who's everyone? Fans or so the superheroes? Yes, if you ask a kid what powers would you want, put it on a paper, and you give them unlimited, they're probably gonna choose most of Superman's powers, right? Mm-hmm. But for the most part, as far as icons, I rarely hear or heard growing up people say that they want to be Superman. He's not cool.
I mean,
but everything about him is cool. I agree with you in that sense. Yeah. Come on, who wouldn't want to fly? Who wouldn't want to be invincible to a point, right? Impenetrable.
Let's go X-ray vision.
Who wants to be X-ray vision? Cool stuff with your mouth. The beams out your eyes. Who wouldn't want to be super strong, fly, everything. All this compacted in one. I get it. He has everything that's why when people argue about who could beat who, and at the end of the day, nobody's beating Superman if he really wants to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, without that, they had to make him something called kryptonite.
Give him a weakness before people can beat him.
It's literally such of a big deal that you use that as a metaphor. You say that's that person's kryptonite.
Yeah.
Even in real life, you say that.
Mm-hmm.
It's because his powers are so beyond.
You have to respect him.
Yeah, and then
him.
it's not just that he has these powers; he has them to the extent. It's limitless, not to the extent. It's
it is limitless, because if you look at this, something I was talking with my other coworkers, which is if you look at Superman's power set, even from when he went from from long ago, his powers were crazy to the point where they were pretty much cartoonish. You know what I'm saying? That's why, that's why when we talk about his powers and stuff like that, when they go, hey, pull out a kryptonite, well, Superman can be anywhere and nullify that. You say faster than a speeding bullet, and you're gonna whip out a gun, and then boom, that's technically that's too much time for Superman.
80s Superman was super OP. They had to dumb him down.
First of all, because the Superman before that, the original Superman couldn't even fly.
Yeah, no, but that's what
He could leap a skyscraper in one single bound. That was his catchphrase, aside from faster than speed of bullet, could stop a locomotive. Like, then they would say he could leap a building in one bound. But he couldn't even fly at first.
He was making up his powers on the fly at one point. Like, my son was kissing people and erasing their memories. My son sneezed and moved the solar system. He used to be able to rearrange the muscles in his face to look like other people.
Yeah, so I guess once they got, like you said, once they got into a certain point where they knew, like, all right, these are what the ones we want to keep, and that's the Superman we know to this day. And I guess that's what you're getting at. Who wouldn't want that? So when you say everybody, I know what you mean. It's also like you're talking for people, though, because people...
I'm not...
Correct, because if you ask people individually nowadays, I think if you had a poll, I don't even think... No, people are smart enough. People aren't that dumb that they would, if you have options, they're going to overlook Superman and be like, no, I want to have just the Flash. You'd be like, wow, you can have Superman and have that in it.
Yeah.
So I know what you're getting at with it, but living in modern day, all of us aware of the landscape, well, in my eyes, he's literally not no one's favorite nowadays.
Really never.
No, I would say, I would say he is kind of everyone's, and you know why he's no one's favorite, you can say, is because there are now, more than ever, there's so many variants of Superman. You can't say, well, everybody, that you could speak for this person, but look at this. You got Invincible, you got like Omni-Man, you have Brightburn, you have Homelander, you have
Sentry, you have
so many.
Yeah.
This is where we talk about the foundation of almost every superhero there is. This is
It don't get
any more iconic than this.
Yeah, that's the pinnacle.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I agree with you on that behalf. Like, yes, this is the pinnacle of superheroism, and this is why they keep making so many variants of Superman, so they can be more likable to audience.
Yeah.
Homelander is the more realistic Superman. If people have Superman's powers, 9 times out of 10 they'll be like Homelander. Like, yes, I'm not gonna argue with you. Yes, there are very few people that's out there that's good at art that probably would be the ideal Superman, that would take on that mantle and be Mr. Goody Two Shoes. But realistically talking, everybody, you give the average Joe Superman powers today, he's gonna be Homelander at the very least. He's gonna do what the fuck he wants, and he's gonna look at people like they're ants, because
I don't think you could put that on everyone. Because people do have moral code.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a thing that, like, all right, me. I live by moral code, but honestly speaking, if you gave me Superman powers tomorrow, I'm gonna fuck up a little bit.
Yeah.
Not Homelander swag. I'm gonna fuck up a little bit though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put myself in position
Like
financially.
Invincible.
I'm gonna bend the rules a little bit.
Possible. Once somebody forces your hand, let's be real.
No.
You're gonna flex.
Opposite. I think I'm gonna bend the rules to my how you call it, not potential, my benefits at first. And then once I'm settled in, then I'm gonna be a good guy. That's what I mean. Like, all right, I know I'm gonna do some things to make myself be financially stable. And then after that, it's my moral compass to kick in and be like, oh, I got too much responsibility.
So, all right, in other words, you're not going to be a Homelander,
No.
but you'll at least be a Hancock.
No, not even, because Hancock, what did Hancock do to benefit himself? He did nothing.
Yeah, you're right. No? I said, well,
Nothing.
You ever seen the
Like-
movie Jumper? Like something like that, where he started off stealing stuff. And,
Yeah.
and basically
But if you would have gave him enough time, he probably would have never kept stealing things. He would have just,
been a hero.
yeah.
he did stop him stealing stuff at one point.
It's been a while since I've seen this, so maybe.
Yeah, he did. Like, when he first acted.
But that was a good comparison.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. And okay, I could agree, even if I agree with you on that behalf. But that's the point I'm trying to make. This is why people choose, like, growing up. For example, like holidays like Halloween. You've seen 1,000 kids be Batman growing up all your life. When have you really seen a lot of kids be Superman? Everybody likes Superman. Everybody knows who he is. Nobody really wants to be Superman.
They just
Especially nowadays.
You saying?
But when we grew up, it was a little bit more Superman costumes.
Maybe I would a little bit more, but
I'm saying it from experience, that's why.
But this is why people gravitate, and I'm not even like, I know I could be a bit biased when it comes to Batman, but This is why people gravitate towards Batman more, because he's more relatable, respectfully. Like he's
No, not even just more relatable. He's more likable. I think likable is the problem here because think about it. As great as Superman is, what is it to really like about him?
First, he's pretty much
Aside from his powers.
okay. Besides from his powers, he's a person that's been separated from his home. I don't know about you guys, but have you ever been like moved out from, let's say, New York City, and then let's say, like for me, I lived in California. I didn't have nobody there. So let's say that's like me coming. New York was Krypton, and I'm going to Earth, California. I'm basically an immigrant from there type stuff. So I have to adapt, have to learn how people speak, have to sit back and then like put on my glasses and pretend I'm this character for this. And then when it's time for me to shine, I become that, that New Yorker. And then right there becomes who I am.
I don't want to interrupt you,
No, go ahead.
but there's a big difference from what you're saying. You grew up one place and moved. Superman came to Earth as a baby.
Mhm.
The Earth is all he knows, so you can't use the fact that he's foreign as relatable. This is not foreign to him. This is
Only thing that I can say is that's foreign about him is that
he has powers.
yeah, but it's so hands on and there already that every year growing up, it wasn't like Sky High, the movie where they shit kicked in at a certain age. He had it since forever. So luckily his dad had morals, bro, because his dad had to sit him down and tell him, yo, you see how you did that, right? You know that's not normal. So you cannot act on that. You can't even present this. You have to shelf this.
But he didn't even know but no, I get it. He had a learning curve growing up. Like he definitely grew up different from other people. Not knowing why, but he didn't learn he was foreign until.
But I feel like
he was.
No. No. I'm not disputing that. I'm saying is if you grew up totally different than everyone else that you know, more than your parents, more than anyone, and you can't explain this, but it is what it is. This is what you got going on for you, and it's something so severe as having super strength, super speed, laser vision, X-ray vision, extra hearing. These are stuff that mold you in a different way. You feel me? So it is making you feel like a foreigner. Yeah, I know. I understand. Like, I know it's the land. I know it's the ocean. I know it's a bridge. I know there's a farm. Everything's this, but I can't relate to y'all because deep down, like I can't even push that door because I might blow it off the hinges. So he had to shelf himself. It's kind of like moving to a foreign country if you think about it. Even though I understand y'all basic code, but there's a whole other element to it that I can't even go to somebody for support for this. I can't go to a therapist for this because no one could give me the right advice. No one could say, oh, I've been where you've been. I bet you haven't.
It's like
So it's kind of foreign. No, I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like a foreign.
I get it in that sense. I get it in that sense. Like, see, I wasn't looking at it like that. I was looking at it as like.
Because he used that example.
But I was looking at foreign as like knowing you're from somewhere else. Like,
No.
It's just
Without him even knowing, it's how you knowing like how you feel and what I'm actually able to do.
foreign in a sense, not literally.
Yeah, exactly. Like a metaphorically foreign. Like he had no other choice but feel alienated.
Yeah.
Like literally the definition.
I don't know why, but I'm different from everybody else.
And then I don't want to shift it too.
No.
Batman.
No, that's why I wanted to get at. It's a good segue because I see we was leaning a lot on Superman. So I feel like we all have an understanding of Superman.
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to say. You know what he's trying to say.
I get it.
Superman is the ideal of why wouldn't you want to be Superman? Don't you think everybody wants us to be Superman? I get that part.
He's the pinnacle of power.
Yes, of superheroism. But now that we older and we've seen so many different superheroes, different powers, different franchises, IPs, I learned that it don't matter about that. It don't matter that you got the best powers. Your storyline, who you are, the creation, the writing is what creates that character and makes him so likable. And it translates when you look it up online statistically and see who sells the most yearly.
Oh, you're right. I so agree with that. But then at the same time, let's look at just those two, Batman, Superman. They're about to pass their copyright thing.
In another like 17 years.
I think it's 4 or 5 years for both of them now. They're about to be.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Because it was like in 1927.
Yeah, something like that.
37. Is it 37 or 27?
I forget what it is.
It's coming up.
Yeah, both of them are coming up.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it, they're both technically are the most dominant storytellers in almost all comics.
Over the years, I learned to respect his shit. Like I learned to recognize real. Like Superman's. I don't mind seeing Superman shit now because I respect his shit. Like, I like him that much. Like, but my problem with Superman is, like, I guess the same problem Lex has. Like, I find that moral code that makes him Superman so fucking corny. Like, I hate that about him. Like,
I agree. I think that's why he's not as likable as most other characters.
like,
Even though he's OP more than them.
one of my favorite takes on Superman was Kill Bill Volume 2, when Bill explained to Uma Thurman why Superman is his favorite superhero. I wish I could look at Superman like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, with the whole, like,
But-
Clark Kent is the secret identity, because that's how, like, Clark Kent's character traits is how Superman looks at humans.
Mm-hmm.
Clumsy, weak, incompetent. Like, my son Clark Kent is all
It's-
those things because that's how Superman looks at us. Which is a dope take to look at it.
Yeah,
Like,
but you gotta look at
that's
it.
just now how
But
I
that's
look at it. Like,
yeah, and on a segue spin, that's the same thing with Batman. Batman isn't the secret identity. Bruce Wayne is the secret. If the more you learn about Batman himself, you be like, oh, this nigga Bruce Wayne is literally sold in his mind. He's Batman.
He
Yeah.
is Batman.
He uses his cover up Bruce Wayne, and he be like, oh, this could work because I'm rich already.
He's that dedicated
Luckily,
to the
yeah.
cause.
But yeah. So, all right. So to shift gears. All right. It's funny how they solely opposite, and that's what attracts them to be so tied to each other, and they under the same branch of DC.
Yeah.
But I think it's those little elements right there that's why Superman don't got it 100%. I think you don't see kids with Halloween costumes every year, and you see still Batman to this day, and more movies being
But-
pushed out.
Okay, you still say that. This is my thing with the Batman Superman. Let's look at it. There's still Batman and Superman are within the top top 5 easily, both of them.
Yeah.
Regardless.
No, they are.
Regardless. So it doesn't even.
First of all,
matter.
yeah. All right, yeah, they're top 2, but whatever.
Yeah, but
It's
if
neither
we're
here
gonna
nor
talk
there.
about
Batman's
Batman.
number one.
Yeah, all right, Batman. He may have a lot of more. Let's say better. I can't say better rogue gallery, but his rogue
That counts.
gallery-
No, that counts. That counts.
But Superman does have a strong one. A strong
No, he don't. No, his Rose Gallery are strong characters because he's strong as fuck. So they're gonna have to write something in that's able to take him or give him a fight.
Mm-hmm.
But it's again, you gotta have cool characters. Just gotta be cool. I think that's the biggest thing. And a lot of Superman, he probably got like 3 or 4 that I can name off top. And I'll be like, those are actually cool as
All right,
fuck.
so go ahead and name some, because I'm just
Darkseid.
Darkseid is more, I guess.
No,
yeah.
it stems from him. Doom.
Mm-hmm.
No, not Doom.
Doomsday.
Doomsday.
Uh-huh.
Brainiac.
That's
Bizarro.
Bizarro. What about Lex?
Oh, and Lex 5. He got a top 5. But I think it stops
What
from
about
there.
Parasite?
Not a lot
If you go to a lot of people don't know about Parasite.
But
about
Metallo.
Rudy
Metallo's like.
But these are great characters if you into it, but a lot of people aren't familiar with them. Now if you go into
Zod.
people got into it because of the movie.
There's
That's
been
now.
2 movies already with Zod as the villain.
lot-
But that's
don't know
like
that.
now though. That's
People don't know about
ever
the-
since what 2013 that came out. That's
No, but remember the old Superman.
yeah,
the
look,
whole,
look. Come on, get it together. So look, those are now though. That's because the movies though.
Yeah,
but if you want to go to about fans, like just fans, like people knowing them better. Now let's move into Batman.
Okay.
We can name 5, and then after we take those 5 off the table, we can name another 5. That's just as cool. You know what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say?
okay, yeah. Okay, but cool is not just a factor on what makes a good
But
superhero, though.
no, it's not. But when you're talking about why these are more popular figures, why people look up to this hero more than one, A to B, everything plays an intricate part. I think, and Rogue Gallery is a big deal.
yeah.
And the fact that Batman don't only got a great Rogue Gallery,
He has probably the best.
he
argument.
probably has arguably the best. Only person to compare to him is Spider-Man.
It is Spider-Man.
So, yes, Superman has a nice 5, but the fact that even if you want to take those 5 from him that we just named, minus Parasite, he was 6. We didn't agree on. We didn't agree on
Yeah,
that. But those 5 are actually top. Like you can agree, those are the most popular of his.
Nah, because me personally, I would put
But
Zod
to a casual,
to casual.
see, casuals
Now,
run the.
I would arguably Zod now because of Man of Steel.
Yeah,
But
no,
who you
can
taking
put-
him out? Who are you taking out of his top 5 to
Brainiac.
put there?
Nah, you can't take Brainiac.
No, people still know Brainiac. It's a cooler name.
I don't think so, bro.
Nah, you're
Crazy, bro.
Brainiac is.
It's a cooler. First of all, marketing is everything. You gotta have a better name than me to get more recognition, unless you're for sure that
Like,
good.
For example, like, all right, see, guys like us, who's always been semi into the comic books and cartoons and shit like that, yes, Brainiac might be a more recognizable name because we seen Superman so many times. But you ask like a female, like let's say a female.
I don't think she's gonna know none of them two.
No.
That's my problem here.
She might. You got a better chance of her knowing Zod because
Of a
Man of
movie.
Steel.
All right, I guess
But
live
that's
action, but either way, I think we're getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
Let's get back into Batman. We're
Yeah.
talking about Batman here.
Okay.
All I was saying is this, and I think we can at least agree on this. He has a better rogue gallery.
All right.
100%.
And that's all I was saying is. And it counts. That stuff counts.
Okay.
And not only does he have a better rogue gallery, each of his main villains are themselves good as interesting characters, I should say.
yeah, interesting.
They have backstories. Like if you look at Mr. Freeze's backstory, it's a great story. You can see it at the surface. You don't gotta dig deep to understand what's going on. You be like, oh, this nigga's wife was sick. He tried to help her. He fucking didn't. Fell into the thing. Like it's crazy. So I think those are the cases with what makes someone more likable.
Okay.
It's the same thing with Captain America. Captain America falls in the same boat as Superman. If it wasn't for the MCU being as successful as they are today, Cap would be in the same boat as Superman. Nobody wants a two goody shoes, whatever you call it.
Goody two shoes. Yeah.
Two goody,
Good. Goody.
too much of a two goodies,
Yeah.
whatever. I can't.
Goody two shoes.
Exactly, that's all I'm trying to say. Nobody likes that. It's not interesting enough. People want to see, I guess like you were saying earlier, people want to see these characters be humanized.
Yeah.
And nothing gets better than being humanized than an actual all-around human. And I think that's why Batman is always above Superman to the public's perception.
Okay, but we go, since you want to go there, we go, okay, why was the Injustice series so successful? It's because they humanized Superman. Made him feel like, you know what, I had to take these things into my own
You
hands.
saying why it was so successful?
Yeah. You just credit it out.
No, I'm just saying, but
they made
if that
Superman act the way most people would act in that situation.
But you know what doesn't?
Superman.
But you know what doesn't help it even? You know what doesn't help his case even more for this scenario?
I'm just-
No, of course, this is great. You know what doesn't help his case even more? I think you have Batman there though in that series.
But Batman wasn't the one who defeated him.
It don't matter. It don't matter who lands the last blow. To fans, I think to casual fans, unless you're a particular fan of this person,
But you could say Batman didn't defeat him, but who brought in the Superman who did?
It had to be a Superman. It had to be that he
Who
had.
brought in that Superman?
It was
though?
Batman, but it's
you know what people love about Batman? Not only that is the fact that he is a human doing these things amongst gods, but it's the fact that he's always the one with the solution. People like the person who lands the blow. It's like what Iron Man tried to tell. I mean, Cap tried to tell Iron Man in Avengers 1, like, you're not the guy who sacrifices yourself. You're the guy who land and
And Tony sent the nuke up there.
and then he showed and proved. That's why that movie is so great, because you watch it, you're wrong about everything you said about this guy. He proved you wrong. Now your friendship starts, because in this same moment he goes and he risks his whole life against something he never expected, and he went to go kill himself, and then he survived it. I think humans love that.
Yeah.
I don't think Superman could even qualify for that, because as much as he tries to do that, nigga, you're invincible.
Yeah.
You cannot sacrifice yourself ever, even if you try.
Hold up, but that's something also to see. It's kind of like I'm gonna go bring the invincible. It's because you're invincible to stabs and bullets and all that stuff doesn't mean you're technically invincible. You see how invincible is. He's attacked by, look, like Superman. They easily could get to Lois. That's an easily thing, because you could bullets could bounce off of you. But if somebody got your weakness, kryptonite, you're kryptonite. It ain't necessarily like we was talking about a metaphor. Well, technically, what's a bigger kryptonite to Superman? Hurting Lois.
No, those are great. But you know what's like, I'm just trying to get at this. Those are great, and those are things that make him relatable. But when you're comparing him to somebody that's just, no matter what you do, bro, I'm always gonna be more relatable than you. Yeah. It's hard to defeat that. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
look
Batman is not really that debatable.
Relatable?
Relatable, because if you want to really look at it, he's a billionaire.
No, of course, but it's just
can't relate.
But when he puts on the mask, he's not a billionaire no more. Not technically.
No, he's still a billionaire.
No,
but
in this sense, he doesn't use money when he's in the field.
He still uses money.
No, his gadgets, his Batmobile, but nobody knows this, right? It's not like he's out there cashing out the ATM because he needs to hurry up and win this bet. So when he puts on the mask, it's literally a whole different persona now. It's a whole different identity. People don't correlate the two, right? So it don't matter. It's whatever Batman does. Look, Superman, he's trying to win the people over. He's a character in a world, our world, breaking the fourth wall of people that aren't just invincible. No, it's literally physically impossible. We're born to have an expiration date. And now you're comparing him to this guy that literally has an expiration date, but is doing just as much as a nigga that's not supposed.
But that's something that I say all the time with the whole thing in general. How Batman is written, how can you not see Batman as a fucking god? I hate to say it like that. He's literally been hit by Darkseid's Omega beams, right? The Omega, that right there, isn't it like?
Yeah, he never been hit though. Whenever he got hit, he died. He never.
No, he went back in time. That's the difference.
No, but he never got hit by the beams and survived the beam.
No, he got sent back in time. You can't get hit.
All right,
with
but it's
beam.
with that aspect right there, that aspect that you're naming, because I understand what you're saying. That's kind of a cheat code for Batman. Like they always writing in some way for him to do some impossible shit. But it's that aspect right there that makes Batman so much more interesting. The way they can.
Yeah, I guess that's what we're trying to say. It makes you more interesting because,
the way they could put a human. Their take on a human doing this is so interesting, whether I can relate to it or not. The fact that you even tip the iceberg of making this sound believable is good shit on your writing behalf.
Yeah. So you take that same person out and replace him with a person that's invincible and got all these powers. It's like, you should do that. You should win. You shouldn't come out on top.
Yeah, but there's people, you gotta remember too, Superman does hold back because he doesn't want to smash people.
No, but that's all great. That's all great and that's all true. But it's just about what's more interesting. The word interesting, by definition. So and I think that's why people lean more towards Batman or lean against Superman in any scenario. You put him against Spider-Man, people will be like, bro, this nigga's a little kid. He's a young man that's trying to make ends meet when he's not in his suit. And he still finds time to go up and beyond to try to make sure people are good. When he goes back home.
It's a little bit more different because he's more, if we're going to go to more relatable.
No, it don't matter about who's more. All right, it don't matter if Spider-Man is more relatable than Batman. It's the fact that both of them are more relatable than Superman because he's just not relatable. There's nobody on Earth. None of us has any of those qualities. And I think that's the problem. Yes, he's entertaining-wise, he should be the most entertaining person. But people aren't interested in that, I think. I think proof is in the pudding. They're more interested. No, people are interested in that, but people are more interested in what they can relate to. The biggest example I want to give before I let my last take go, then y'all can let y'all give y'all last takes, then we'll close this out. Music. What's the type of music people enjoy the most?
It depends.
No. Yes, it's subjective. Yes, people like certain genres more than others. I don't mean that. I think from my observation and experience, people love music more that they identify with. That's relatable. Mm-hmm. And I think it goes with that with any character. If you like a character, if it's just more relatable, you don't even know, you can't even explain it why this is hitting you more, why this is a vibe more. It's just more relatable. I literally went through that. Wow, this shit hit right now. It sounds good. But when you hear something that's so far-fetched, it sounds good because you could put together you could produce a good song. But how much can I really relate to this? Now when I play something and when I'm at my lowest and I hear this artist play something and damn, he was at his lowest and he's actually mentioning things that, damn, that it's like he's speaking my life. You just love that song more. And I think for what I'm just trying to explain, I think that's just the epitome of why I go against you saying everyone wants to be like Superman. I think nowadays it is not that. I think people want to be more like the people that they just identify themselves with, see themselves in more. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Batman, whether I can relate to him or not, is more like realistic. And that's like Batman is always like no matter how much plot armor he has, the fact that he's a human being, he's always gonna be the underdog, and that right there is always gonna make him more relatable to us normal humans. Because in this world, we're walking in the underdog. So Batman is 100% going to be more relatable. Like I said, no matter how much plot armor he has, no matter how much, he did this because he got a lantern ring and he did it. He started off one of us. Mm-hmm. And it's his qualities that he built on is what got him there. Whether we got his money, whether we got his talent, whether we got his muscles, whether we got his brains, we could have those things if we really set our mind to it. I could become a billionaire. I can become a martial artist. I can study and become a genius if I really want to. You know what I can't do? I can't fly. I can't move faster than a speeding bullet no matter how hard I put my mind to it. So those things right there is always gonna be more relatable. You're always gonna like gravitate more towards Batman. And he's the more realistic choice in general, because Batman he's mad about something. So he's taking it out on criminals. He's beating the living shit out of people, which what most people would do, even if they are a superhero, even if they are following your average person is gonna beat the living. If I catch a rapist, I'm gonna beat him within an inch of his life. If not, kill him. I'm not gonna come here and take him to the police. People don't do that. Batman is more relatable. Batman is always gonna be the more like favorite choice because of that. Like, we always gonna gravitate to, like, I'm not gonna say we, but most people gravitate towards Batman because of that.
But you can't have one without the other.
Like yin and yang.
Yeah. Because Batman, if you think about it, like you said, Batman's a superhuman, and then Superman's name off rip tells you everything. Superman. You can't have one without the other.
I agree with you. You know what 50 Cent said one time? All right, in many...
Sorry to interrupt, but
No, it's great. I love it. 50 Cent said in Many Men, the song we all know, second verse, he starts off saying, sunny days wouldn't be special if it wasn't for rain. Joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain. And I think those is like very good ass lyrics, because you never really sit there and think about it like, damn, why do I love when it's nice outside? You wouldn't appreciate it if your dad didn't have fucked up days, weather-wise. So I know what you mean by you can't have one without the other. So you get to appreciate whatever side you lean towards more. He leans more towards Superman, but we trying to just say like why people lean towards the other side.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, that's all cool. He could do all this stuff, but imagine a nigga that can't do all that stuff but still getting the job done. So I do agree.
I mean,
No, I don't know.
All right, we're not going to do a whole other debate.
Yeah,
All right, so I'm going to stop it there. Y'all hear how I intensify this is. Let us know in the comment section who y'all think is right, or even what y'all think of each character. Do y'all feel like should be leaning more towards a Superman? Do y'all feel like everybody feels like Superman is that guy? Or y'all understand where we're coming from? Me and Dot was kind of on the same boat. He was in a different boat where we feel like, nah, people like what they're related to. You let us know in the comment section. You're the one with the answers. Smash that like button, like Hawk. Please subscribe. We are the Assemblers. I am Sluggy.
Dot.
Daniel.
Until next time, assemble time.